I think everything is ready. Hello guys, it's been a bit, and I do have a small reveal, admittedly, but a reveal nonetheless. You guys can already see, but yeah, I got Fugi to start working. So that's gonna be, I'll be able to at least be an actual, proper PNG tuber, so that'll be fun. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Hopefully the BGM's not too quiet or too loud. I tried to set it lower than my talking voice, because I talk pretty loudly, but I don't know. I'll watch it back. If it's too quiet, that's not the end of the world, but it's whatever. I'm probably gonna keep it on loop just so I have like something to listen to, because yeah, it's gonna be a lot today. It's a lot of reading. So before we even get into the document proper, I do have to preface this right at the gate. This is not like, this was a college paper, but this was not like a hit piece thing or like some sort of like business thing, whatever. This was for a class in industrial and organizational psychology. This was, when I did the paper, I basically went over public information, publicly available stuff. Like one of the sources I used for the paper was ANYCOLOR's own site, and yes, this is a thing on ANYCOLOR as a whole, not like Niji specifically or anything like that. I talk a lot about Niji in it, and like that's because that's their main thing, but I do bring up a lot of stuff regarding ANYCOLOR as a whole, so do keep that in mind. And again, like I say it in the paper too, but like this is not me like defaming or anything. This is just looking at all the available information and doing an analysis and coming to the conclusion of whether or not I found ANYCOLOR to be a suitable working environment for those looking to find a place to work. So I think without any further ado, let's just get into the video. Or, well, it's not a video. That's how you know I'm stressed out and nervous, but probably for stupid reasons and just anxiety for streaming, but whatever. So let's get into the paper. So yeah, I've already went ahead and I'm going to adjust this on OBS real quick. Make this a better fit. There we go. Yeah, I already addressed this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm stumbling over my words. Nerves are getting to me. So let's just get into it and we'll go from there. So I already took out names of it, so my name, my college name, my professors. I'm not going to like dox anyone, don't worry. So let's just get right into reading. Yeah, this is a 15-page document, by the way. Like, you can't see it up here, but like it is 15 pages of whatever. I'm going to make this a little bit closer, just so Fuki can pick it up. Alright, so ANYCOLOR Inc., employee turnover, stress in the workplace, and job satisfaction. I can already see this tunnel, like, space thing. I tried to fix it, I think, but it's, I don't know. It's still here, but it's whatever. Oh, scroll a bit too far. So this is the introduction bit. Everyday life changes at an increasingly rapid pace, so too does the entertainment industry. What was once going to theaters to catch a play, listening at home to radio shows, and black and white television has evolved with technology. And with the advent of the internet, people were able to discover the entertainment that other people across the world were viewing as well. This eventually led to the creation of video sharing and live streaming websites such as YouTube and Twitch, and in 2017, the subject of this paper, ANYCOLOR Inc. A Japanese entertainment startup, ANYCOLOR, formerly Ishikara, is a parent company of virtual live streaming project Nijisanji and its subsidiaries Nijisanji EN and Virtual Real Project. While seemingly a niche market, that is not quite the case, as according to stock website Statista, ANYCOLOR generated a revenue of more than 25 billion Japanese yen in the fiscal year of 2023. To put that into perspective, 25 billion Japanese yen is equal to roughly 166,525,000 US dollars. A respectable amount for certain, especially given the small size of the company, only having slightly over 300 total employees, including, only having slightly over 300 total employees, the CEO only being 28 years old. So yeah, right out of the gate, we do have to establish this. ANYCOLOR, like, I feel like people underestimate just how much money ANYCOLOR makes. They make a lot, and I mean a lot of fucking money. It's a lot of money that their company generates. Like, so does Cover, granted. Yeah, Cover makes a lot of money too, but like, this is a lot. and they started in 2017, so it's only gone up since then. I have my water with me, so I shouldn't get too haggard, but yeah, we'll continue. Success does not come without hardship, however. Since November of 2022, 25 of their talent agents have left the company, either on amicable terms via resignation, or they had their contracts terminated due to a violation. As well, several claims from past employees about harassment, financial mismanagement, and general stress, creating a lack of job satisfaction. The goal of this paper is not to shame or make claims, rather, the intention is to provide and explain publicly available information and discuss objectively whether or not ANYCOLOR Inc. succeeds or fails in being a company that those wanting to enter the workforce should consider. Data sources. I feel like this was for the context, this was not a very super duper research heavy paper, I feel like, when I was doing it or when it was assigned. And also, this paper was made in March of this year, so some of the links and some of the info presented are going to be different. Some of it's going to be make ANYCOLOR look better, some might make them look worse, but it's not wholly accurate to the present day, so I will say that as well. Like, stock stuff changes daily as well, but yeah. For data on this topic, there were many aspects to consider when looking for information. For the main three topics of discussion, those being employee turnover, stress in the workplace, and job satisfaction, utilizing the textbook for this course, Psychology Applied to Work, to find baseline definitions and standards to establish a control made the most sense. By doing so, it would allow for a comparison between what a proposed ideal standard would be and the standards presented by ANYCOLOR Inc. themselves. For quotations and evidence, statements made either by ANYCOLOR Inc. on their official website or by Niji-Sanji's official social media accounts, as that is the company will often make announcements will be cited. I'm stumbling over my words, I'm sorry. I can slow down, I know, but so. The same standard will apply for statements made by past and current employees or talents of ANYCOLOR or Niji-Sanji as well, whether it be verbal comment or written. For comments on legality and law, several lawyers, both independent and representing past employees, have made comments and statements and will be quoted with their names redacted. The concluding statement of this paper will focus on whether or not, based on the information that has been presented, that ANYCOLOR succeeds or fails as a company in regard to these subjects, and recommendations on what they can do to improve, if anything. The subject is very, very complex, and as someone who does not have a degree or professional experience in legality or human resources, either in the US, Canadian, or Japanese law. Hang on, let me reread that. It was kind of a weird one. This subject is very, very complex, and as someone who does not have a degree or professional experience in legality or human resources, either in US, Canadian, or Japanese law, any advice or guidance that I have is simply from someone who is a student studying the subject of industrial and organizational psychology. There are people who know this subject better than myself as a professional, and there are people here who know this subject better because they themselves have been subject to wrongdoing. This paper's purpose is to shed light on and educate on the subject and to objectively look at what is publicly available to form an analytical conclusion. Alright, here's the results page. Alright. So the first one we're going to talk about is turnover. Oh, hang on. I don't know if Fugi's picking me up, whatever, but I don't know. Hopefully my mic is picking up. I don't know if the model's... It's touchy, but it's new, so we'll figure that out as we go. So turnover. A constant in the workforce is that of hiring and firing employees. Whether it be through layoffs, budget cuts, mergers, or other factors like retirement and resignation, not all employees are going to stay with the company forever. And examining various industries, the rates of turnover actually fluctuate quite a bit. For some industries, the rates are much smaller. For financial companies, government, and education, their turnover rate sits at about 1.3 to 1.4%. While for other industries, such as staffing or hotels, reaching up to a 300% turnover rate. One of, if not a major piece of controversy that hit ANYCOLOR was their incredibly high level of turnover with their Niji-Sanji talents from 2022 to 2023. From November 2022 to February 2024, a total of 25 talents have left the company, either via resignation or non-renewal of their contract, often called a graduation, or due to a breach of contract in the company and talent separating, referred to as a termination. I'm saying this right out the gate because, like, my professor on this was not versed in this. I'm assuming people who would read this were laymen on the subject and weren't familiar with VTuber culture or idol culture in general, so that's why I'm laying this all out. I'm assuming you guys who view my channel or whatever would know this terms by default. From November okay, alright, sorry, I'm losing my place here, so yeah. We'll get there. As well, due to the nature of being an entertainment company and having to inform the fanbase of respective talents, a major reason this is known is due to ANYCOLOR making public announcements on their official website or social media. Due to the sheer volume, this list will be put onto a separate reference list. This is just like all like the graduation termination announcement stuff. I didn't include that in the description. You guys have probably seen those and you probably know where they're from, but you know, I will look over it on the paper itself properly, and you guys can look at the links if you want to. Now, according to various stock market websites, Market Screener, FT, Market Watch, ANYCOLOR as of March 1st, 2024, has a total of 323 employees. For the sake of simplicity, we will only look at the turnover rate for 2023, as that is the only full year. A total of 17 talent employees left during 2023 and 2020. And putting 17 back into 323 makes 340. 17 divided by 340 is 0.05, and multiplied by 100, that would give a yearly turnover rate of 5%. Is this wholly accurate? No, but it gives perspective. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, the industry rate of separations in the United States was 6.2 BLS 3, which means that if ANYCOLOR was a North American-based company, they would be on the higher end of the threshold for the entertainment industry as a whole. This number does not take into account any non-talent employees, such as talent managers or corporate staff leaving the company, as such information, unlike with talents, is not publicly announced. Stress in the workplace. Stress is also a prevailing factor in the workforce as well as daily life. Being able to manage stress is crucial for one's mental health and well-being, and failure to do so can have disastrous effects on a company as well as their employees. 8 total stressors are listed within Psychology Applied to Work, those being physical, task-related, role, social, work schedule-related, career-related, traumatic event, and stressful change process stressors. While each stressor may have a different impetus, they're all inherently negative and can harm the workplace. ANYCOLOR is put into a difficult position from the start, because almost all types of stressors come with the job of being a virtual live stream talent. All talents do not stream as themselves, but rather through live 2D avatar under an alias. Because of this, there are some benefits like working remotely from home, but it also creates other problems. I'm sorry I'm not reading this verbatim. It's not the easiest thing, I would say. With every talent being under an alias and essentially working at their house while being an internet personality, the threat of doxing, the act of leaking one's address, government name, face, and other sensitive information is much higher. As well, if a talent is unable to stream for any reason, their entire source of revenue is cut off, as a majority, if not all profits, come from monetary donations by viewers. While ANYCOLOR does have a specific list of privacy and security measures listed on their official website, and have specific data regarding ESG, there are statements that contradict their claims. Published in May of 2023, a 22-page document created by an independent virtual livestream talent under the alias Sayu Okami discussed her time working as a Niji and talent Zion Lanza and her separation from the company. So yes, this is the first big thing where I directly talk about an ex-Niji talent, and I did feel it was fitting and important to talk about Sayu first, since she was the first big one. I know, she has to wish, I'm not gonna even bother her with this at all. I hope you guys don't either. This was a paper that I did for for school. I did this because I figured my professor wouldn't know who she is or wouldn't give a shit, and that this would never come out to the public. I'm only reading this and reviewing it now because, like, I've been doing other live streams, and this is something, you know, related to the hobby of VTubers and stuff, which is what I do on my YouTube. And, like, you know, if Sayu herself, or, because, like, I'm gonna talk about this later on, but if, like, Sayu, Mint, or Doki wants me to, like, unlist or, like, private the VOD, I will be more than willing to do so, because, you know, I will respect their wishes. Like, this is not me, like, doing harassment at all or anything like that towards ANYCOLOR or EG. I'm not doing any legal defamation. I'm just looking at stuff that's publicly available information. But at the same time, you know, if people don't want me to talk about it, and it's stuff that directly involves them, I'm going to respect their wishes. Like, this is, like, even if ANYCOLOR told me, like, cease and desist, like, obviously that's, like, a legal thing, and I would have to do that, or I'd get sued. But, like, if any of them personally, like, requested it, like, hey, like, I understand you want to talk about this or whatever, but I'm not really comfortable with you doing that. Please, could you take this down? I would respect that. Regardless, let's keep going. According to Miss Sayu's document, she had been doxed down to her home address, name, and face by those expressing malicious intent. Niji-sanji did not communicate that it would take action against the doxers. As well, later on in the document, it says in regard to Zion's termination notice that, quote, some of the allegations written are untrue or uncontextualized, which negatively impacted Zion's character. This heavily contradicts the statement shown on ANYCOLOR's official website, and recently, Masayu herself confirmed, after a registered lawyer re-examined her case in a separate YouTube video, that, quote, I knew I could sue them, I knew I could win, in regard to how Niji-sanji and ANYCOLOR terminated her contract, but chose not to due to various factors, with finances being the most prevailing reason. She later says in a video as well that what ANYCOLOR did was not legal, and if their finances were not an issue, she would have won that hypothetical case. Job satisfaction. Before examining job satisfaction in regards to ANYCOLOR, it's important to establish a baseline for what that means. According to Psychology Applied to Work by Paul Buczynski, job satisfaction is, quote, the degree of pleasure an employee derives from his or her job. The book goes on to explain that different employees likely garner varied levels of enjoyment from their job, as different people have different expectations in regard to work and what their jobs are going to provide for them. When it comes to this topic, ANYCOLOR and its employees would be perceived as likely having a high percentage of overall job satisfaction. After all, for many of the talents, their job is to play games at a desk and entertain their viewers, but that is not the full story. Because ANYCOLOR is a Japan-based company, stumbling over my words again, I'm sorry. Because ANYCOLOR is a Japan-based company, many aspects of the company and workflow are tied to Japanese culture. As such, many of the talents are not simply young men or women playing video games or chatting online, but are actually trained to do multiple skills from singing, voice acting, or dancing, if not all three. This is confirmed by ANYCOLOR themselves as they discuss on their sustainability section of their website their virtual talent. I'm sorry, I'm not professional at all. I need to get better at public speaking, even though I took a class on it. This is confirmed by ANYCOLOR themselves as they discuss on their sustainability section of their website, their Virtual Talent Academy, stating, quote, the Virtual Talent Academy offers technical lessons such as singing, acting, and dancing, fosters the knowledge of streaming technologies and planning ability for live streaming, provides knowledge cultivated through past business activities of the company, so students may have long, successful careers as livers affiliated with the company. The website also states that, quote, the company regularly provides compliance training to the livers affiliated with the company after their debut, in addition to daily support by a talent manager. The company has a health support system for livers so that they can continuously engage in the activity with peace of mind. For example, the company provides them with financial assistance for health checkups and counseling support. Sorry for the awkward pauses, my throat's kind of getting ragged. These statements would be completely unassuming, however, just like the prior segment, that is not the case. This time there are two statements, one from an employee that was able to amicably separate from ANYCOLOR under the talent name. To reiterate, these are aliases, not government names, Pomeranian Puff. And that was terminated. And another that was terminated from the company under the talent name Tatsuki. For the former, after her separation from Nijisanji EN, she made all of her live streams publicly available, including membership streams, which were formerly exclusive. During one of these, roughly 8 months ago, she discussed an opportunity that was offered to her, which management needed to approve for her to participate, to which she said, quote, "And I get why it wasn't accepted, but it was really frustrating that things weren't negotiated or anything, just flat out no. I was really frustrated about it, because I felt like maybe it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity." This statement by Ms. Rainpuff heavily contradicts ANYCOLOR's statement about supporting their talent, ANYCOLOR's claims about supporting their talents, as she clearly is distraught while discussing the subject matter. As well, bear in mind that Ms. Rainpuff left Nijisanji EN and ANYCOLOR on amicable terms. This was not the case for Ms. Tatsuki. Terminated from the company on February 5th, the announcement letter in regards to this is where things become complicated. Several claims in the letter were either misleading or outright wrong. One example was in regard to Ms. Tatsuki's release of a cover song, which ANYCOLOR stated, quote, "Our immediate response was to make the video private until all authorizations were confirmed from our end. At the same time, the reasoning clearly explained to Tatsuki. However, Tatsuki took social media, specifically X, making misleading statements that omitted essential context. Notably, management has privated the song. There is an immediate contradiction in the statement, as they claim that Ms. Tatsuki is being misleading by saying her management privated her cover song, when that is exactly what they did by their own admission. There's still more though, as on Ms. Tatsuki's alternate account, Doki Bird, her alias before taking the role of Celine Tatsuki. She discussed various things on her return stream, including her financials. In her own words, during 2023, when she was still employed at Nishi EN, she spent $200,000 of her own money for projects and made $0 of profit. As well, ANYCOLOR made a major mistake and showed private documents of various Nijisanji talents, to which Doki Bird, formerly Ms. Tatsuki, said, quote, "There was a signed legal consent between me and my management, that it was just going to be between me, my lower, and management. But the fact that they released that to others is considered illegal, because that was not supposed to be seen by anyone else." For this to be true, that would mean that ANYCOLOR and Nijisanji EN did not financially support Ms. Tatsuki for many of her endeavors, which contradicts the claim made on ANYCOLOR's sustainability section about financial support, but that they also broke confidentiality laws. Conclusion. After going through all of what has been shown in regard to employee turnover, stress, and job satisfaction, I cannot objectively recommend ANYCOLOR Inc. for people joining the workforce. With their high turnover rate for talents, official statements with contradictory claims or wording, and the word of past employees, even if you were to pursue an exclusively corporate job, I would not recommend working for ANYCOLOR Inc. as an employee. That is not even mentioning the remote nature of the job, their headquarters being located in Japan for American or Canadian employees, or the aspect of social media and drama or doxing threats. If ANYCOLOR wishes to change themselves, it would likely mean a severe and total change for higher positions like CEO or CFO, and a wholly unique and different perspective on this market. Otherwise, it is very unlikely that things are going to change for ANYCOLOR as a whole. Were I to do this analysis again, I would likely not choose a company like ANYCOLOR, and would much rather discuss a company with a better reputation in the sphere. It is very difficult to maintain objectivity when the subject is very clearly doing things that are wrong, but I do feel as though I managed this best I could, and I understand that this is a niche subject, and maybe not quite what the paper was meant to be, but I hope that I was able to teach and discuss a topic that I find very interesting, and do so in a way that was engaging, informative, and enjoyable to read, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. So that is the paper. Everything else after this, like these last 5 pages of the paper, is basically pretty much just sources and works cited. And yeah, I don't feel like you guys really want to see all that. I put the actual stuff that I did as a whole. Those are in the description. All the sources are down there. If you guys want to look at those, feel free. I'm not going to make you guys look at graduation stuff that you've probably seen before already, or that isn't new. So that's just kind of a waste of time, but yeah. Like, I'll be honest. When I got this paper done and turned in, I was not expecting this paper to get, because it was out of 40 points for the assignment, and I got 37 out of 40, which, like, yeah, like, that's good, like, I'm glad I passed on it, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's like, I basically got to talk about VTuber trauma in a professional context at a collegiate institution, and because I did it in a way that followed the format and ruling for a paper, I got graded and scored relatively well. Which is just kind of weird to think about in a way. Because, like, it's not that I don't want to talk about stuff like this. I do, I just don't like dragging it out. Because I know, like, obviously, like, oh, Niji Sanrias beating a dead horse. Which, like, I even say that in the description for this stream. It's like beating a dead horse at this point. But, like, there's almost always something Nietzsche related that you can talk about on stream or with anyone, really. And yeah, like, I do have, if I were gonna keep on the Nietzsche subject thing, I did do a video like back ago, like not like long ago, but like back in a couple months when the Doki stuff was still brand new, where it was basically just a summary thing, where I basically just, for people who weren't aware of what Nietzsche was doing, I did like a timeline summary of events based on what common knowledge that I knew. And on one hand, I don't want to private or unlist the video because, like, you know, I did work hard on it. It's one of my longer videos, and it's, you know, a video that's like me doing something. But on the other end, it's like, this is a very old, like, video, like, information, like they have a situation, like, went on and continued after I made it, and things evolved or whatever. Like, I don't know, it'd be weird to cover and look at, but at the same time, like, I don't know, I talked about other stuff on stream before too. I don't know. Yeah, we are only a half hour in to stream, about 28 minutes, which, that is way too short. That is not what I want to do. So I do want to find more to talk about. So I'm going to close this window real quickly, just so we can move on from this part. And I can think of something else topic-wise. Because there's been a lot of stuff, honestly. Like, this weekend, like, I had to go to, like, I talked about it before, I had to go to commencement for this weekend. And, you know, while I was away, like, I had my computer with me still, so I could see stuff. But while I was away, there was a shit ton of stuff that came out. Yeah. I'm contemplating a certain thing to talk about. There's two, like, main things I do want to consider and look at, but I don't know. Yeah, screw it, why not? So, yeah. Let's talk about, like, we already did the stream topic, so I guess we'll look at old news, because why not? Sorry, I'm stretching right now. So yeah, let's look at some old news on Twitter. Alright. And okay. Yeah, so this is the first one I want to look at, which it's my own tweet. Yeah, well, it's topic related and it's drama related. So yeah. Like, hang on, I'm gonna adjust this because anyone. Well, okay. Trying to format this in a way. We're very professional in this streaming side of things. Okay, this is a good fit for stuff, and I'll adjust it as necessary for whatever. So let's talk about this. So this was I posted this on June 7th. So to go off my own post, like, quote, considering this is currently going on in the public sphere, allow me to present a timeline of events. May 25th, judging stream, tier list, and background. No mention of genuine criticism. June 5th, Mao gives her response to the stream, upset at what was said about her model. The two on stream, like, this is based off the most popular quote, tweet, or whatever that went around. Like, one, like, that had the actual clip in it. Two on stream at most said that the design was too much and were mostly judging based on the post entry, see image, which, yeah, I'm not rating that. I have a bit of shame that I'm not gonna read that. I'll scroll it up a bit because I can see it on my phone because that's where I'm looking at chat, but I want to make sure that it's fully visible. Were they, so yeah, the two on stream, most design was too much and mostly judged based on post entry. Were they nice, and finger quotes? No. Did they market the stream as giving constructive criticism? Also no. Waiting 11 days to be upset about this is also not a good look. Ultimately, this feels like a very nothing drama. Oh, I'll slow it down a bit. Ultimately, this feels like a very nothing drama. Do your own research and make your own opinions. I'm just a messenger. And yeah, like, this whole thing has, like, gone, like, it's developed more and whatever, like, both parties apologize, like, both sides have gotten, like, harassment, like, the people who whatever. This is done and buried, basically. Like, it was a very nothing drama, like I said. It came, it went, it's done. But I'm bringing this back up because it's just, like, first of all, you can do, like, I'm not gonna be fair, I'll be as fair as I can to both sides. Like, is it nice or is it fun being told that your model doesn't look very good? Like, even if you are getting judged for some, like, what your post and entry into a tier list competition thing says, like, is it fun getting told that your model is D tier? No. And is that a nice thing to say to someone? Also no. But the fact that it wasn't a marketed thing, that it was going to be like a constructive criticism, like artists doing whatever stuff, it's just a girl and her friend judging people's things or whatever and just having fun in a subathon thing. Like, what did you expect? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't have this post because it's older stuff, but like the two who like did like the tier list stuff, like had whatever, someone got harassed and like they censored the names of the harassers and stuff. I could pull it up in a second, but I just want to just get this specific bit done and over with because I don't care that much, to be completely honest. like they did like supposedly get harassment and like censor the names of it, so like, you know, that's like, take that as you will or with a grain of salt, but it is very much something where it's like, is this really you guys getting harassment, or were this stuff, like, is it fabricated? Like, you can't tell. Like, we don't know. We will probably never know. I want to give people the benefit of the doubt and assume that at the end of the day, maybe it was real, maybe they did get harassed. Is this whole situation kind of dumb, and we're both sides in it kind of just dumb? Yeah. Ultimately, yeah, I feel like both sides in this whole situation, like, both did things that were not, like, super nice. Like, the two in the Tierlist stream were not necessarily the nicest people. During the stream, the person who was judged kind of reacted, like, overreacted and took it more seriously than it really was. And I'm kind of glad that this situation is just done, dead, and buried. However, there is another situation of drama stuff, and this is a bit more, like, this is a bit more in depth. So Proctor was going to talk about this on his stream yesterday, and he didn't get to it because the stuff with Draco kind of broke him. And that's no fault of him, that shit was a fucking rabbit hole and a half, but yeah, so we're going to talk about this. I shall pick up the torch and continue going forward. So on June 9th, I saw this because I follow Azahara on Twitter. And yeah, this is something. So yeah, bro, why can't people just be normal? Yeah. So this is a rabbit hole and a half in itself. Am I probably the best person to tackle this? No. Am I gonna do it anyway? Yeah. So let's get into it. So this post, like, Azahara is quote tweeting a post by the account Jester. Didn't want to post anything from this account, but whatever. Hashtag Oumiya. Oumiya and please excuse the grand screenshot. The screenshots aren't screenshots that aren't DMs between Emma and I are there to provide context and to validate screenshots that aren't able to be read. 1 of 5. So we're gonna get into it right here now. So this is gonna be, like, I'm gonna have to adjust this on OBS probably, but we will see. So, okay, yeah, I'm gonna adjust this real quick on OBS so you guys can see it better. Oh, okay. So right off the bat, I'm gonna say this is Cyberlive related. So if you know the history of Cyberlive, technically this is adjacently Face Connect related. So this is not within my wheelhouse, so to speak. So let's get right into it. Hello everyone. If any of you do not know who I am, I used to go by Sunset in Zero or just Sunset in a Cyberlive, Aetheria, whatever it is now community for the past 4 years. To the detriment of my mental health, that community was my life during that period of time. After a series of unfortunate happenings, I ended up becoming a manager of Oumiya Emma, or Oumiya Emma. Ugh, I'm gonna get that name wrong a bunch, I'm so sorry. For the better part of a year. That person is why I am back. Briefly, I'm dumping this info, and then I'm gone again. I want nothing to do with anyone involved in this wretched community ever again after this. It's been nothing but poison for my soul and rot for my brain, and I deeply encourage anyone involved with VTubing to cut your losses and run. Damn. Bro got that broken, but okay. At the very least, limit it to watching funny girls do funny things for short periods of time. Okay. I'm not here to make a speech or anything, I'm here to spell a few lies and F off. Originally, I had much more than this. I had a whole folder of screenshots that I was going to dump, but in a moment of misguided mercy, I deleted everything. I thought it would be a good thing to avoid letting everyone know what happened to me, because it would involve breaking my promise to reveal an important secret that I swore I would never give away. However, doing this has caused my mental and physical health to spiral to a dangerous degree. I battled with depression almost this entire year and it almost won a couple times. I've been under so much stress lately that my immune system weakened and I got sick 3 separate times. over the course of May. I'm hoping that by getting this off my chest, I'll finally be able to start healing. I'll post what I have left, which comes from my DMs with Taco Sapien, so let's start. Before we actually get started though, I'm gonna actually edit the stream title real quick. So we're gonna go and do that real quick, just so I can make it a bit more accurate. Okay. Edited stream title, so there we go. That should be updated now, at least on your guys' end. So let's get back into it. I did not quit, I was fired. This is not to say that I didn't try to quit before this. When I got a job last year that prevented me from being awake during Emma's streaming hours, I attempted to quit only for Emma to beg me to stay. I tried to quit because I didn't feel like I was pulling my weight once I couldn't moderate streams anymore, so she told me I didn't need to do anything except continue to take care of this server, which I did, and was essentially the scapegoat she used to slander me when she fired me later that year. I found out that she only kept me around because she was into me in a romantic sense, which I have screenshots for. Now anyone who sees this and doesn't know what kind of person she is would probably think I'd hit the jackpot or something. For personality side, this wouldn't be the case because Emma is married. That's the secret I kept my entire career. After all of this, I couldn't care less who knows. Emma told everyone that she fired me because she was uncomfortable with the amount of people I banned from her Discord, which should be ridiculous on its face, considering how few people I banned to begin with. And out of the ones who she had a problem with me banning, one was a known PDF, another was a toxic groomer, more were known trolls from a server dedicated to grooming VTubers, and the remaining accounts were carried over from the ban list and the Aetheria server at the creation of the server. In other words, she was looking for a reason to fire me to cover up the actual reason. This is also made clear because she used the same reason for firing me 3 months later. Yeah, you can't read the bottom of this chat, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to adjust this for every single thing. Fired me 3 months later, in which time I banned exactly 0 people. She, however, constantly had me look for reasons to ban people she didn't like, Domo, Magic Killer, etc., solely because she didn't like them. So right off the bat, I'm just gonna say this outright. I have no idea who this person in particular, Emma, is. Like, I'd seen them a bit on like Twitter and like maybe around like some like clips and whatever, but I did not personally watch them at all. Like, I do not know who this person is, and I have no experience with them. Apparently they're related to Cyberlive, which, if you know what that is, that's a whole basket of turnips in itself. So we're gonna go to the next page real quick. Oh boy. Nice frame rate, Twitter. Sorry. YouTube's delayed on my phone, which I use to read chat just in case, so I have to watch it on there. But yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get to the point. That being said, I should return to the main point. Emma being married was especially a sore point for me, because she knew what happened to me with Vera. I again don't know who this is. I resolved myself to never pursue a married woman ever again, even if she told me that she was, quote, in the process of divorcing, like Vera said she was. And she knew this. I went out of my way to let her know that I only thought of her as a friend. However, when I told her that I grew to have a crush on our mutual friend Yoki, she grew viciously envious and immediately tried to make me fall for her instead. She went so far as to send me IRL pictures of her in tight workout clothes showing off her, and she seemed to be surprised when I said I wouldn't save those pictures, and when I told her, please don't try to make me lust after a married woman's body. That's a bit of a... I'm not trying to make fun of the guy or anything, but that's kind of a Reddit thing to say. Nothing personal, just saying. She responded with, quote, "I think it's okay for you to lust after my body from a year ago." It didn't stop there. She was constantly complaining about her husband to me, whether about... Okay, Jesus Christ. This is a lot of dirty laundry stuff, okay. Whether it was about how he completes too quickly, or that he doesn't want to do it with her as often as she wants. She even told me that if she weren't married to her husband, and if I were Muslim, then she would be with me instead. I'm an Orthodox Christian. So right off the bat, like Muslim, like Islam and Muslim, like religion stuff, like cheating is bad in all religions, and cheating is bad in general. Cheating as a Muslim woman, that's like, if you're in a Middle Eastern country, that's like a death sentence. So like, I'm not trying to be, it's not like offensively wrong, but like, that is technically true. Like, not in the US, obviously, but like, for countries that are like very Islamic, like that is like, and hold like the religious like beliefs like super seriously, that is the case. So right off the gate, like that's like, okay, she's not necessarily a practicing person, but granted, I don't think she practices religion in general if she's cheating. So who's to say? When she realized that I would never want her, she began shit-talking me for months behind my back to Duke and Yoki, and probably Trevor too. No idea who these people are, by the way. That's why I wasn't in her return art, by the way. She was very good at doing that. During my time with her, she would talk shit about all of her friends constantly, yet always pretend they were best buddies in public. This was another reason I wanted to quit. God damn, this is certainly something, I will say that much. But, yeah. Like, I have to take a few seconds to process all this, because it's just, there's a lot of stuff, like, obviously, like, shit-talking and whatever, that happens regardless. I'm gonna adjust it on OBS again, I'm sorry. Like, I could probably just zoom in on whatever, but, yeah, this is, yeah, there we go. That will look a bit better. I'm sorry my big, dumb, chibi head is blocking the view too, but I can't really do anything much about that. Can I just move it over here? Yeah, I can actually. Okay, there we go. Let me actually see if I can make this smaller and fit it. Nope, that's grabbing me. Okay. Again, very professional. I don't. Yeah, I'm sorry. Also, like I might turn off BGM because I don't like it, but also because it's just like I only have so much BGM or so many BGM songs, so I don't want you guys to just get bored. I might turn that off real quick, actually. There we go. Yeah, we are very professional with our setups here. Okay, there we go. That'll fit it, and it has me not in the way. Sorry you guys can't read it as well. Hopefully it looks better on full screen display or something. But, yeah. We will see. We will see. So, yeah. Back to yapping, I suppose. I could tell something was off with her because she was constantly making demands for me that were extremely important to her now that she never had a problem with... Hang on. I just had a brain fart because like I need to reread this. I could tell something was off with her because she was constantly making demands of me that were extremely important to her now that she had never had a problem with before. That's a very weird sentence. Like, sorry, I'm grammar German-ing, but yeah. For some reason, she was obsessed with the idea that I needed to be hanging out in her server every day, or at least more than I was active in Yoki's server, despite Emma being completely inactive in her server herself. She wanted me to message her and hang out with her more, despite her never replying to my messages for weeks at most times. She also constantly joked about Trevor replacing me as her manager. Guess what happened with that? Because she was convinced that you had to have a crush on your VTuber to be her manager. This led to me correctly pointing out that a few of the things she said were possessive and emotionally manipulative. She immediately twisted my words and said that I was calling her a possessive and emotionally manipulative woman. No matter how many times I tried to explain to her that was not what happened, she would do it again. Like this is a whole I'm trying to give my opinion on this and verbalize and form out my thoughts, but at the same time it's just holy boy. Excuse me. But yeah, so hang on, I'm trying to read this, whatever. I like rereading it silently so I don't repeat myself too much, but what happened? Okay, yeah. So what she said was, yeah, I will agree with what Jester is saying here. What she said was emotionally manipulative and possessive, but he did not call her emotionally manipulative and possessive. Like, you can say something without being something, if that makes sense. Like, I know that's like an obvious thing. Like, no shit, Jared, what are you talking about? Like, but I feel like in this day and age, people don't understand that as a concept, so it does need to be pointed out. Like, you can tell someone that, like, hey, you know, maybe don't say that because that could come across as you being so and so or like XYZ stuff. Just because like the thing being said is XYZ, that does not necessarily mean that they themselves are stuff. Just that people could perceive those things, could make perceptions about them, or assume things or whatever. Like, the best example I can think of this for modern thing is like the whole In Praise of Shadows and Wendigoon BS, where just because Wendigoon associated with people who Praise of Shadows thought were right wing or whatever, that Wendigoon also believed this, or believed their ideas or whatever, and da 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 da. Like, just because you're mutuals on Twitter doesn't mean that you're like friends, or like even like just talking to people on Twitter like doesn't make them your friend or anything like that. It's just like, I don't know. People are just dumb and assume that like one interaction that's positive means you're instantly friends with someone, and that's just not how it works. Oh boy. But yeah, back to the document. I gave her the benefit of the doubt because I didn't want to believe that she was histrionic, but that turned out to be the case. After this argument happened, I threatened to quit again, but she begged me to stay a second time. From that point on until I got fired, she was constantly gaslighting me and emotionally manipulating me into feeling like shit for pointing out that she was being emotionally manipulative, as is normal with histrionics. I addressed all of the previous demands that she made of me and did every single one of them, in addition to working a full-time job and going to college full-time. But it still wasn't enough for her, and she fired me anyway, using the excuse that she was uncomfortable with the amount of bans that I made. Alright, so right off the bat, I do have to say this. If your mod is banning a lot of people, which, to his credit, like from who he said, like the main people who he banned were, those are not people you really want in a server to begin with. Like, on one hand, like, I don't know, because, like, there's, like, as long as they're mods, like, doing their job and actually moderating a server and preventing stuff that's, like, actually bad from going on, I don't have an issue with it. It's when they're banning stuff for, like, overly, like, small, simple, stupid shit that, like, that is a stretch and whatever, and that is an acceptable reason to, you know, unmod or, like, even fire someone. But, like, if you're banning people who are doing stuff that is, like, actually criminal to a degree, whatever, or, like, or have done things that are not okay, such as grooming, like, that's probably someone you would want to keep around, I would argue, instead of just fire. Like, I don't know. Like, this is, like, like make it make sense. Holy moly, okay. Again, I cannot stress enough just how little I ever actually banned anyone. I even fully wrote her dojin for her, which she never credited me on. I practically had to pick her to let me write my own goodbye to the community, which she barely agreed to, and even then I covered for her. Okay, so I saw that in one of the replies to like Azuhara's retweet. But yeah, it is kind of wild that, because like it is one thing for people who are independent of your community to make dojins and fan works of a talent. Like, there are plenty of Hololive girls that have adult content or whatever that is not officially associated with themselves or cover or Hololive that are just purely fan works. But to have one that is officially made by your mod is fucking... like, good lord. I wanna... like, this is the thing. Like, I'm not trying to, like, I take either side, because I have no idea if this is true or not, or if this is full of shit. I have no idea of what's being said, whatever, like... And I don't know these people. Like, I don't know all whatever. I'm just reading it and letting other people make their own decisions. I am, like, a newscaster, basically. Reading out what's being... what I'm aware of and what news I have been told to look at. Except I don't have anyone telling me to look at stuff. I just choose it myself. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Like, alright, let's just keep going. Let's keep her going. Alrighty. All of that I could have excused, but the second I wrote that goodbye, she showed her true colors. She immediately readed and started gushing all over a disruptive narcissist who she knew I spent half a year trying to ban, only actually letting me ban him when he hinted that he wanted to send her a picture of his IRL ding. She also had previously read. That is a... read it is not a word. It's read. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be an ass, but, like, read it is not a word. It is read. And tried to mod Rivisen, a known groomer who personally helped hide evidence of Vera grooming multiple people in her community, along with her spreading personal information of multiple other VTubers out of spite. Emma did this specifically because he knew we hate each other. She's still on good terms with him to this day, and as far as I know, he is still active in her Discord server and a paying member to her channel. After she did this, I left her server, and she proceeded to go through and erase evidence of me ever being there, including my goodbye post. She has always had a positive attitude of groomers, and even suggested to me that we add back Rivisen and Claro as mods while I was working with her, saying that because they did a lot of work, she could look past their grooming behavior, and I told her that I would quit immediately if she did, and she dropped the topic. Okay. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing at the absurdity of what is being shown. Because Jesus fucking Christ. Saying that because they did a lot of work, she could look past their grooming behavior. Are you... Jeez Louise. Fucking... Yeah, like, I can understand him wanting to leave if that was the case, because... Good lord. Okay. Whatever. Let's... I'll compile my thoughts at the end of this, because there's so much to go through. But good god. Okay. After I left her server, not me, like, just her. After I left her server, we had a very intense fight, which Yoki was there for. We both said horrible things to each other, and I'm not excusing anything I said. We both aired out frustrations that we were carrying for months at that point. Either way, after I lost everything, what made it worse is Emma scheduled a members-only stream after that fight, for exactly when she knew that I'd be at church, so I couldn't listen, then deleted it and then deleted the archive immediately after stream ended. I knew it was about me because it was just how talk, but to this day, I have no idea what was actually discussed in the stream. Whew. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if he had a link to that, well, it's not deleted, so I guess, well, yeah, if it was deleted, then, like, and wasn't on the Wayback for Machine, because I'm gonna, like, Internet Archive, Wayback Machine, whatever, but that's not the case, and, yeah. Because you can't really look up deleted stuff, because I tried to, and that didn't work, but whatever. And that's it. The rest I'll post in screenshots, but that's the gist of what happened between me and Oumiya Emma. I'm sure this warning will fall on deaf ears, but if you're involved with Emma, I implore you to run. The only thing she cares about is money and attention. The only thing she was concerned about during my time with her was herself and bleeding her fans dry. This is why she lets you get away with anything so long as you give her money. This is why she's okay with groomers, because as long as they throw money at her, she doesn't care what they do. This is why she partnered with Yoki, because she got jealous of her numbers and wanted to leech off of her ASMR fans after she got popular doing that. Everyone is just a tool to her. Once you've outlived your use, you're thrown away like garbage. If it happened to me, it will happen to you. Alright, there's more to this to go through. I have to use the bathroom real quick, I'm sorry. I'll be right back, so we'll continue this in just a bit. Alright, we are back. I'm just gonna turn off BGM again real quick. Alright, so we're back doing this, because, good lordy, this is... Before we continue onto, like, the Discord screenshot stuff, I do think, like, it would probably makes sense for me, I guess, to just air my own thoughts on this situation as a whole. Because, like, here's the thing, I don't know if any of this stuff being said is true or not. I have not been a part of this community. I do not know any of these people personally, so I cannot attest to what is being said here. But from an outsider looking in and like just reading through all of this as a whole, this is not a great look for VTuber in question. Again, I'm not going to directly say if this is true or not, but like just objectively speaking as an outsider, like if I was a lawyer or something, or like was involved in this and this was a legal case, like this would not be a good look for like anyone really. Like if you were getting accused of this stuff and like someone had like enough proof to actually make it like a semi-convincing argument, that's not really like that wouldn't be good for anyone, first of all. But yeah, it's kind of just a big crazy mess of whatever. Yeah. And I was actually thinking about this while I was away real quick, because like I swore I remember Proctor actually talking about this stuff, but that might have just been at the very beginning of the stream, and then he talked about the stuff with Draco. I don't know. So if I was wrong about that, my apologies. But yeah, let's keep going, I guess, because there is more to talk about here, and I looked at this on my own before fully replying to Azuhara's retweet, but yeah, it gets more and stuff. So let's get into Screenshot Town. Oh wait. God. Oh my lord. Okay, alright. I take it as a yes. If you can have feelings to Yoki, you can have feelings to me too. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you, why do you have feelings to Yoki? Okay, this is already... I know Discord screenshots are either really easy or really hard to fabricate, but there is a timestamp here, meaning that this is an old message. So, the fact there is a timestamp in regard to a reply, that does help it somewhat. So it is relatively old, but again, Discord screenshots are either very easy or very hard to fabricate. I don't remember which, but it's one of the two. And like obviously, like it's very easy or it's very hard. No shit, like I guess like I get that, but still, just putting it out there. I can help you burn it down with Yoki. Please don't get me to destroy my relationship with one of my closest friends. I can't go back to being alone all the time, Emma-sama. Okay, first of all, you're not a Japanese. Don't use honorifics in English. That's just kind of cringy. Another one, like ellipses. Don't talk with ellipses. That makes you look unprofessional and kind of cringy. But I'm not gonna blame the guy for that. I'm guessing him, whatever. But yeah. Wait, is this the part where you try to get me to cling to you instead? So greedy. Okay, what? No, I'm just blackmailing you. Man. Okay, some of this feels like it's kind of just Discord shit talk. Like, this is just like... I said this on Progress Stream because I was in chat. Discord is kind of like the locker room of the internet. Because, like people will say whatever and stuff. And, like, they will say stuff that, like, they never expect to come out or go onto, like, the internet and whatever on Discord. Because, like, they just don't assume people are going to see it. Which, like, yeah, on like one hand, that's probably not necessarily wrong, but on the other hand, it's like, you need to make sure what you say is being, like, fairly carefully, like, curated to enough of a degree, I would say, but... Jeez, like, this is not, like... The blackmailing thing is kind of like a thing, but, like, that is a bit suspect, but this also feels very much like two people just dicking around and just being whatever. I don't know. That's how at least reads as to me. Like, I could be wrong, but yeah. Oh, and now this is in private. Alright, so she did that thing where she says something in a joking tone, but she was 100% being serious. She does that a lot. Yeah, this was not a funny joke, especially considering that's literally exactly what she did. Also, what the fuck? Was she married by this point? She knew exactly what happened between you and Vera. Why the F would it be okay for her to want you when it wasn't okay when Vera was doing all that? After going after married women never ends well, and this is literally what she wanted out of you. WTF. She was married for at least a year at this point. Yeah, you... First of all, boys, like, for any guys who are in my chat, which are lurking, whatever, do not have affairs with married women. Do not chase after married women. It never ends well. Like, Zero's friend here, like, is very smart. Like, affairs are messy. Do not be a homewrecker. Like, simple as is. But, yeah. Reading this with that in mind, yes, exactly this. Managers can't focus if they like other girls. That is crystal effing clear. Okay, let me read over this one real quick. This is a bit blurry, so I'm sorry. This is why I wanted to change manager with Trevor. OMG, how about this? No. I can't read what that says. I just see the no. I'm assuming this is like webcam something, whatever. I get you be with Yoki, but you have to be Yoki's manager. I could try to replace, but I haven't. No, absolutely not. It's not meetup. You shit. I know how Yoki looks. Like either she showed. I know. Hang on. I need to reread this. I'm sorry, but like this is like super compressed as hell. It's not meetup. You shit. I know how Yoki looks. Like either she showed me her pics so many times. This is not right. And like that's an edited image too. Bro, you literally have feelings to her. For her. That's oh my god. People, learn how to articulate and talk and make conversations and structure your sentences properly, because you literally have feelings to her. It should be, no, you have feelings for her, because if they're your feelings, that's a possessive thing. That's a possessive verb. I'm not English major, don't know how to do whatever. Like, it's a possessive thing, like, feelings for someone, not feelings to someone. Like, they're not, like, especially if they're not reciprocated. But yeah, anyway. Do you think you have to want to date the VTuber you manage? You get to be with her forever. I don't want to have a manager who have feelings to my friends. I couldn't focus, bro. Who has feelings. Who has feelings, not who have feelings. I don't want to have managers who have feelings for my friends. That would work. I'm doing that thing. I'm grammaring people. Correcting grammar. I'm trying not to. But like, goddamn. I also, yeah, I have to do whatever. I have to look through the replies for this real quick. I'm sorry. Let me actually X out this one. I think I can do whatever. And then just click back on this one. 2 of 5. Tierlist, 3 of 5. Here we go. This bee is married and she doesn't know what a normal human relationship looks like. Okay, that's kind of funny. This is dangerous. That explained a lot. How you care about her. Always in her server. Worried about her. OMG. I knew it. I effing knew it. I cannot even read this one on the right. It's too small and tiny. I'm so sorry, guys, but that's kind of just a bit much. Look at how she mocked me in that first message. She is livid with jealousy, bro. Second mention of this within the same convo. Man, I wonder if you would have feelings for me if I'm single. I'm getting needlessly upset at grammar stuff. I'm sorry, but like, good lord, it's just like it's not a hard thing to get wrong. Like, I'm complaining about this retardation when there's clearly other retardation being present. Holy shit. Okay, hang on. Knowing that she had a crush on me makes me understand that this might as well could have hurt less if it were a pimp slut. Okay. Like, I get what's being said there. It's just kind of a weirdly phrased sentence. Alright. Here's her admitting that she wasn't joking about replacing me with Trevor back in November. Yoga gaslit me into thinking she was always joking about that. I'm in working environment. My manager fell in love with my friend. My manager fell in love with my friend, and he started to neglect his work. Just to spend time with my friend, bro. I don't want to experience that again. That's why I kept joking around about changing manager. No, she's definitely joking. I know, because we talked about that too. If she actually felt that way, not about Trevor being her manager in the future. Here's her doubling back hard after I made it clear that I'm not interested in her. Again, it's really tiny, so I can't like fully read it. Like some of that is like, yeah, some of it's able to be made out, a lot of it's not. But yeah, like people, work on your grammar, like for God's sake. Yep, that's what I feel. That's what I feel. Effing, holy effing shit! This has happened right afterwards. Yeah, I don't like some. Oh my god, I can't read this. Get better cropping, people. Yeah, I don't like suggest this to my friends, but that's for the best. I would usually support and try to confess, even though sometimes it hurts and disgusting. That's not grammar. I'm going to lose my mind if I keep trying to read this. I'm going to have an aneurysm or coronary. Good lord. How I okay. No, I just need to power through it. Okay, okay, like it's something that hurts. Bury the feelings to the grave would be the best choice. OG, I know how to help you. Okay, imagine I'm Yoki. Okay, I'm gonna change my DP and everything in the moment. It's like, okay, it's hard to make out, but after she says, I'm gonna okay, I'm gonna change my I'm assuming that says DP. I don't know if that's DI or like dip or everything. I'm gonna change my and dip everything at the moment. Immediately after that, it's blurred, but it makes out as KYS, which if you know what that means, you know what that means. In Minecraft, of course. Okay, say something first. You ran away. How dare you come back? F you. Do you have any idea how much of a heart attack I just got when I saw that alert on my phone and it was Yoki's PFE? Okay, I will help you pretend I'm Yoki and you'll confess. No, I'm a effing moron. She literally said, "Confess to me instead." Like, how hard? Look at how hard she's pressing it. Okay, this one I think is like the next picture, so I'm gonna see. Or okay, no, it's not. Okay, so it's not. Trust me, it works sometimes. Sunset. Why do you want me to suffer so badly? If you don't confess, I will tell Yoki. You are an effing demon. Tell me everything that you wanted to tell Yoki. Okay, I'm gonna be Yoki. Yo, what's up? Okay, this is both cringe and incredibly, like, horrible. Jesus fuck. Okay. Like, how is this both cringe and incredibly manipulative and abusive? Like, make it make sense, people. Okay. As for Riv, I know Yoki does not like him, saying it nicely. I know you do not like him, saying it nicely. I know he says that he truly did not know that we were all getting groomed by Vera. I understand that people can be idiots, but that level of idiocracy is hard to accept as truth, especially as he was in cahoots with Vera to say that when I got burned and banished, I was taking a break. Riv knew because I flat out told him everything, how close Vera and I were, and how she effing burned me the second I told her I was no longer going to pursue her romantically. Riv had asked me in the past to not talk about the girls with him because he wanted to move on from them. We all lost when Aetheria burned, but his words contradict his actions. He has raided into extremes more than once to talk in the moment, but that's probably because he is on stream. Him enjoying Emma's server though, that's a clear contradiction of wanting to move on from the girls. So I'm keeping an eye out. I can't outright ask him why the F he joined back shortly after you were removed, but given that he and Callie joined and that bot had asked me if I wanted something that bot had asked me if something had happened to you. Friend Core knows something. For the record, with bot, I remained ignorant. I believe that he believes that you are still Emma's manager because you were brought up not too long ago in a VC where he and I were a part of. And when it said you were Emma's manager, nobody corrected this. Okay, hang on. Okay, first of all, I have to drink water. Okay, my throat's getting ragged. I'm sorry. Secondly, like, how is their friend, like, this individual Taco, like, how do they have the best grammar? Like, dang, like, of, like, Emma, Zero, Sunset, whatever, like, the fact that this person has the best grammar, like, okay, whatever. Alright. Okay, so like here she is giving a known groomer a wrench in her chat in order to bait him into donating. Clara is also an artist that could have drawn lots of free art from her. I can't really see what this stuff is down here. It's also small. Apologies, but so yeah, we're gonna keep going. There's a bunch more. I'm sorry I have to keep clicking off on this, whatever. I don't know how to properly do whatever. Because going through Twitter is a pain in the ass, but let's just keep looking through the messages. Okay, I can't even read all this purple. I can't read all the purple ones off the bat. I'll look at what I can read. But we're gonna keep going. Oh, since she nuked this, here's also the argument that she never forgave me for. I can't read any of this. Blank wrong with you. Something nicely sunset. Sane person I ever met. Person that I trusted in the I'm guessing in the moment. Yoki, in this I just saw you and Yoki's server, that's all. Please talk sunset. Oh, and for the last one, the reason I said she was gaslighting was because this is what she sent me directly before this. I responded to this message with basically, okay then, I quit, bye, which prompted her to call me about 15 times in a row and start pity begging me to answer. You know what? Since I saw you avoiding this message and active on Yoki's Discord, real question: do you want to become my manager next year? And I don't want to force you to become one if you don't want to. Okay. Oh, for that last one, the reason I said it was gaslighting was because this is what she sent me directly before this. I responded to this message. Oh, okay, this is the same thing I read before. I'm sorry. You missed a call from Emma. A minute, a few seconds, less than a minute. 27 minutes. Good lord. Okay. That's a lot. Hopefully that was one where they both talked, but okay. You want to hang out with gooners while you're away? Yes, give it a chance. Bro, who asked? Yeah, that's a fair question, I would say. Here's the thing though, Emma is literally never in her server. Yuki hangs out in VC all the time. I have never once seen Emma in VC when she isn't doing a watch along, or that one time she streamed a game in VC because Prism didn't give her the perms to stream it on YouTube. She never asked me to hang out with her in her own VC either. So yeah, she wanted me to hang out with people that she doesn't care about so she could get the satisfaction of knowing I was hanging out in her server more than Yoki's. That's possessive and jealous as F and makes no sense. Okay, we're almost done. There's like one more thing to do. And alright, we're almost done. Bro, I'm crying. I was actually so paranoid if you were going to hit me or okay, what happened? What even? Okay, whatever. Like, jumping to conclusion that I some to conclusions or oh my god, I can't keep correcting this lady's grammar because I'm gonna get mad again. That I sound possessive or manipulative or something. I'm sorry that so sorry that I put you through that. I promise that won't never happen again. It was traumatizing. Saying sorry for feeling that. Please don't apologize. It's my fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Okay, this is just gaslight. Okay. It was to make me feel bad for something that I didn't do that she made up in her head. In other words, emotional manipulation. I was actually so paranoid you're gonna hit me or something. How is that not guilt tripping, knowing that I'm not even capable of doing that? Jumping to the conclusion that I sound possessive or manipulative or something. This argument happened months before this screenshot, and I apologized for it multiple times. She's bringing up old shit to make me feel bad for calling out her manipulative behavior. And he says in this one too, last picture has nothing to do with the topic. I just think it's hilarious. Did I ever tell you that I showed this Aetheria, then patted her on the back and said, "You're my baloney clone"? Okay, that's kind of dumb. But whatever, it's no big deal. But yeah, that was that whole thing, and yeah, I even replied like as Azahara's retweet, like saying, "Cool." Like my reaction to it was like reading that whole thing was literally just a Ratatouille meme because like that's what it is. That's what it felt like. That's what this whole situation was. It just it kept getting worse, more convoluted, and dumber the longer it went on. And it's just like, good God. Like, yeah, like, this whole thing is just like, if you're gonna do, like, I don't know, like, it's just, it's not as bad as the thing that Proctor talked about on his stream yesterday, because that had, like, actual, like, whatever and stuff, and, like, actual, like, crimes committed, basically, for, like, just to be blunt and to the point, like, people are actually doing shit that was legal. But, like, this is just, like, convoluted and kind of dumb, but if it's, like, actually true, then yeah, obviously, like, that's not good. But again, I don't know anything about either of these people. Like, the most I know is that Cyberlive is a friggin' rabbit hole, and learning about that as well, like, Cyberlive makes Wactor and Niji Sanji look tame by comparison, from what I have heard. And from what I have heard, like, this is from a source that is relatively trustworthy on the topic, I would say. I'm not gonna name who they are, but, like, yeah, they've had experience with it and they know what they're talking about, so I would trust their word on it. But this is something else, man. Okay. Well, I think that's about it for what I want to talk about on stream. Like, I don't really, like, I talked about the Niji stuff and, like, the paper on Niji Sanji that I did, and I talked about this as well. But yeah, it's good to be back and streaming whatever the clip that I have in the works will highlight, I guess. Should be out by the end of this week, so Friday or Saturday. If not earlier, I might get to work on editing it right now, so we will see. But yeah, it was good to talk and be back to streaming, and yeah, these are just something else, man. Like, I'm not trying to be a drama tuber, but, like, at the same time, it's fun talking about this sort of stuff, because it's just like, how can this get any worse? And then it proceeds to get worse. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. This was just a big ol', it was something, to say the least, but yeah. Good to see you guys, and I'll stream probably sometime, maybe next week. I don't know, I want to do actual editing and do that, because I want to get actual videos out and not just constantly stream. Because I know that's not what people are necessarily subbed to my channel for. But yeah, we'll talk about this, or not this specifically, but other, like, drama stuff, whatever. Or do commentary streams. Like, I think I should do, like, another commentary thing or whatever. I don't know. We'll think about it. I'll think about it. And I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Later.